Hey church, today is February 27th. That means we're in Acts 27. And so now Paul has been done, just got done with Festus and King Agrippa, and now he's on the road to Rome to go see the emperor and to see the emperor to meet at the emperor's court. So he's on the road to Rome, and they put him on a boat. They set sail. So they put him on a ship with lots of other prisoners, and they're headed for Italy. And so they stop in Crete for a while, and Paul warns them, "Don't go on. We've kind of missed the kind of the boat. The seas are going to get bad. Everything's going to happen." But they don't listen to the prisoner, which is not uncommon. If you had a prisoner, you probably wouldn't listen to him too. So they set sail again, and the winds pick up. Scripture says that they run into a northeastern, which is a bad storm. And the whole time we kind of see Paul saying, "I told you guys that we were going to hit a storm," but it happens. And it says for 14 days they were having the storm. They were kind of running around the shore of these islands and trying to stay out of it. But for 14 days, there's a storm. Everything bad is happening. But Paul lets them know that he had a vision. An angel came to see him and said that he is going to be okay, and so is everybody else. He tells everybody that not a hair on anybody's head is going to be hurt, but the ship is going down. So this happens. So the sun's coming up, and Paul offers everybody food. It's the 14th day. Apparently, they haven't eaten for 14 days because they were so worried everything was going on. So he tells them to eat. It says he blesses it. He breaks the bread and he gives it to him, passes it out. And then we learn that the whole ship, which is about 276 people, all start to feel better. Paul's being the encourager. He's praising them, telling them about the vision that he had, that his God's going to protect him and others. And so we see basically the ship comes ashore on the 14th day, hits a huge reef. They were going to run it on the beach, but they hit a reef before. And when it hits the reef, of course, it breaks up the bottom of it, but the tide keeps breaking apart the boat as it comes in. The waves are just breaking apart and breaking apart. The soldiers on the ship that were in charge of a lot of the prisoners were just going to kill all the prisoners so they didn't have to worry about them escaping and getting away. But the guard that was over Paul took a liking to him, and so he kind of worked it out where he passes the kind of he gets the head soldier in charge and says, "Hey, let's not do this. If you can swim, everybody jump overboard, swim to the beach. If you can't, get on a broken piece of the boat and ride it in, get it into the shore." And so the head soldier does that, and what happens is Paul's vision comes true. We find out that everybody makes it in, all 276 people, nobody dies. What's really neat about the story is even though Paul was in the right, even though Paul is on the ship with a prisoner, it's in a horrible storm. We see that Paul not only kept his faith in God, but he encourages others. And that's what we're called to do as Christians. We do have the hope, we do have the peace that God can offer. And sometimes when our life or our friend's life or our family's life is in a storm and been broken up and battled up, God's called us to be that encourager. So I hope that you are that encourager and you do help others do that. Today's prayer request, gotta find it, sorry, is for be praying for two people that you know that needs to hear the gospel. We all have friends and family, kids, parents, relatives, uncles, aunts, nieces, coworkers, neighbors. We all know people that need to hear Christ. But think about two right now and be praying for those. Specifically, say their name. Be praying for them. Pray for God to send them people to share the gospel to them. Not only open the door for you to share the gospel, but be praying to God that God would maybe put somebody in their life, somebody like a Paul. If there's a bad storm going in their life, that they can encourage them and share the gospel with them. And also be praying that God would give us the words and the courage to share our faith with those two people. God will send other people, but be praying that God would give you a door, that he would be able to give you the words, that he would open up an opportunity, that you would be able to share words of encouragement and faith and all the things that you found in Jesus to those people. Guys, we got one more day, and I am so excited. It's almost bittersweet that it's coming to the end, but we will finish it, and it's been a great time. So we'll see you tomorrow on day 28. God bless.